meet my a person with a great first name like myself. No, but I'm really thrilled to give the word over to Frank Vichon, our creative lead, and yeah, the person that was helping a lot to materialize the view together with us.
So, sorry to interrupt. I have a short thing to share. There's a lot of people asking for more people. I'm sorry, we've maxed out the meeting. We've maxed out Zoom. But just so you know, we are recording this meeting, and right after this meeting, we will share it with everybody, and then everybody can still experience the launch of the view today. So sorry to interrupt, but I got a lot of questions, Frank, and the floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. That's a really exciting day today to be with you all. It's really great. So I'm calling you from our central office in Amsterdam, where the sun is shining, which is important to say today. After Frank's presentation, I think it's time to a bit materialize what the view is, and as soon as you're going to set up your MetaQuest headset, what you're going to discover for today. So we prepared for you a little video that will show you different aspects of this world that you're gonna see. Let me share that. All right. You might see something black, right? Right now. Is it correct? Okay. I'm going to start then. So let's start. Let's start the visit in your home. Yes, you got it right. Your home, where you will be able, to do a lot of things in the comfort of your private area. You can easily move around thanks to the MetaQuest remote controllers. So here we are in the living room. You can enjoy some quality time, and you can discover the chill area where you can play music tracks over here, depending on your mood. Well, don't forget to get closer to the fireplace and to feel cozy with a great view around. Let's just look around for a moment. We're going to progress through this living room and pass through the kitchen and enter a very important place, the avatar room. This is the place where you can create your virtual self pretty much the way you want. So you can change the color of your eyes, of your hair, or even your outfit. The combinations are limitless. Let's take the lift now and press the button down to the cinema room. So you can approach the screen, as you can see it, in front of the couch, and discover all the travel experiences that we prepared for you. You can choose the 360 degrees videos in the language that suits you the best. We will bring you everywhere, from a beautiful natural landscape to big cities like Paris, from Italy, and maybe in a few seconds going to Cancun in Mexico for an immersive and educational experience without borders. Well, now we go to the top garden, a luxurious green area to enjoy with all your senses. Also, the door to the main balcony on the top of your house with a great view and the access to the other existing hubs, the business hub, the entertainment hub, and also something special for you. So, well, here this is the modern entertainment hub. It's articulated around an amphitheater and a social space where you can meet all the other people from around the world. Events and concerts of different scales will be held in the future. Now we are entering the business hub, a great space to get to network, to know people, to get some presentations. Well, if you want a bit of more privacy, or intimacy, you can also meet few people in the cozy rooms all around. For effective meetings, this is pretty cool. Yeah, you can choose any place you want around and enjoy some nice conversations with your friends, your partners, or your clients. And something we think you're gonna love, the dedicated space for Success Factory people, where all our community can meet and live some special moments together. That will be our virtual private space, where all our dreams can come true, thanks to the community and thanks to all the conversations and the great presentations we will have there. So thank you very much. This is the first preview of the view, and we hope to see you there very quickly. Welcome to the view. So yeah, so this is an important step for us, because we're gonna have you now discovering this place. And today you received an email where you can access the view and to set up all your device to be able to discover this place. So you will be having this access in exclusivity, and you will have also the possibility to go to some tutorial videos to help you to set up everything and to have the best experience overall. So yeah, this is what you will discover, but you will take your time and meet other people there. Let me share with you now, if you can see my screen still. After the today, of course, we are continuing to explore and Frank explain this market that is changing all the time and crazily moving. So we are keeping up to date to deliver the best experience and the best opportunities for the view to expand. So yeah, we can see that the market is changing a lot. So I'm not going to repeat all the technical important things that Frank mentioned, but it's true that we have more user adoption. When a few years ago, maybe most of the people in VR, in virtual reality, were specifically hardcore gamers. Now, more generations, more people from different backgrounds are enjoying and using virtual reality in their daily life. It goes also through something important, which is that the usage, the way people are using VR is getting wider and wider. This is due mostly to the number of different apps, different worlds that are getting that are providing different experiences. So of course we are VR is very important in entertainment and gaming, but also now we talk a lot about work environments. We talk about well-being or fitness possibilities. We are Apple was talking a lot about movies, also like entertainment as well, but like the movie experience is very important. And professionals are using virtual reality a lot as well for some trainings, or to help their employees to learn much faster because of the immersive feeling of virtual reality. Then we mentioned it already, we have more hardware. I mean, few days ago, Apple Pro Vision came, and this is a great sign for all of us. That means that virtual reality is going to expand. It's going to expand also not only on the virtual, but also augmented reality, as we understood. And it's going to open a lot of different possibilities. The MetaQuest 3 also will help us to get to more and more families, more and more groups of people. It's really exciting. And more development. Yeah, I mean, the catalog, the content that is available is growing every day. It's a lot of things now happening, and that will help certainly the people to adopt this new media even faster. So the more the content, the more the catalog of games, experiences, or worlds will expand, the more people we're gonna have. So now it's not a big surprise that the augmented reality and the virtual reality market is gonna grow exponentially. We have some great perspectives for the years to come, and it's only the beginning. As Roald said at the beginning, we are in the pioneering phase of what is going to be available in a couple of years. So it's very exciting moment for all of us. So you've been seeing the View, the first version of the View, but we are already working on things that will happen in the future. So we are evaluating a lot of options, and it's interesting to talk about them, but obviously we are evaluating them with all the knowledge and the caution that we have through the team and through their skills and experience. So the View world will keep on growing. We will add some engagement. There will be a lot of new things to do on a regular basis. By the way, now that you have access to the View, please come on a regular basis, have a look on a regular basis, because you're going to have some interesting things happening there. Also, because it's a very vibrant market, we are talking with some possible partners. Would there be creators, studios, or enterprises, ventures, and to see if their content, if their ideas can be really interesting for us, and see how we can integrate them maybe in the View. And yeah, we talked about gaming quite a lot already. Gaming is still a very big part for adoption and for people to get to the View, to get to our world. But in general, gaming is a very powerful field. So we are thinking right now into creating a gamified, unique experience or game that will be obviously quite interesting in terms of optimization of the world, but also about the monetization of the world. In terms of monetization, just a couple of words as we keep on exploring many options and many tools that are available or we are thinking about. If we talk about, for example, in-app purchase, so just in few words, what does it mean? When you play a game, or you are experiencing something in particular, and you want to make this experience better, to have bigger potential, to have bigger opportunities, for example, to buy extra levels, or if you have a great avatar already, but you want something to buy to make your avatar even more funny or beautiful. So you can purchase inside the app with somehow maybe a token. A token is an in-game currency, so it's a currency that you will be able to buy inside the app, and then you can spend inside the gameplay or the platform. It works very well for games, but also with social spaces. because you can buy many things for your avatar. You can buy many things for you to optimize the way you talk to people. So obviously you will be able to have a great time and to upgrade your experience. Also, we are thinking about what we call the freemium subscription. So the freemium subscription is about like giving the access to the people to a certain experience, to a certain world. But at some point, if you really want to get into a sort of ongoing experience or getting into something very, very specific, you can upgrade by a subscription, meaning that you may have the possibility, for example, if you want to run, not to run, but to participate to a fitness class. So we can have a first experience for you to understand how it works, how it is for you, and if you like it, you can buy a fitness program with a specific coach, with some interactivity, with some courses, surrounded by other people, etc., etc. So you will be able to do all that with a subscription that most of the time is coming on a monthly basis. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's. I give the word to Roald, I imagine. Yeah.
Yep, I'm back. So thank you, Frank and Frank, for explaining the technical background, of course, for virtual reality and everything that's happening in the market right now. Introducing a short tour through the View app, and of course explaining a little bit about the business model, so people understand what kind of directions we are working towards. For me, it's important to. I just got a notification that I need to share. A lot of people have been asking questions about the email that was sent out earlier, how they can link their accounts, and it says SuccessFactory affiliate code. I should mention that this is not your affiliate ID or referral ID, but this is actually a user account code that you can find in your profile section in the View dashboard. So the referral ID that you have from SuccessFactory is something different, so that code won't work. I think we've hidden the code for now, but in 15 minutes or so, that code will be visible. So you log into the View dashboard, then you click in the menu on profile, and then somewhere in the bottom, you will find the code that you need to enter into the form so you can link your accounts. So as I explained before, 2.5 years ago, we started a journey, and along the way, we also learned a lot. We learned a lot about VR and augmented reality, AR and mixed reality, as Frank has explained, and also that we could not stand in one place, but constantly are looking forward, moving forward, progressing and seeing where we can move towards to make sure that we have the ultimate product that is beneficial for all of us. So outside of this virtual reality world, we've also been working on some other angles to make sure, again, that we have a wide foundation of opportunities for the future. And so this has been mainly prepared by Mr. Chris Ress, our Chief Visionary Officer. And I know he's ready to share some insights with you in those areas as well. So Chris, are you ready? I know he's logged in with 2 accounts. So
yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I am ready. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Frank, and thank you, Frank. It's just at the same time here is so much going on in the computers that it's very exciting. So few things that I want everybody to understand and to try to wrap their head around is that the View is so much more than just an application. So why we created the View is because we believe in technology, and we believe in the future that helps people to achieve more and to actually be more. And technology is a very big part of that. Whether we like it or not, whether we understand it or not, looking at past 20-30 years, technological developments have guided our lives, have directed our lives so much. they have made our lives so much easier, but they have also made our lives in some aspects scary and unknown. And looking right now at all the developments, Franks, they were talking about the headsets, Meta's Quest 3 and then Apple's Vision Pro. I would say the launch of these headsets, it's exciting and frightening at the same time. Now, beginning of this year, when most people discovered the word AI and ChatGPT. Why I said most people? Because nothing of that is new. Big companies have been working on for years on these applications and these technologies. But there comes a moment for each technology when the majority hears about it. Then there's a long time when the majority is able to adopt it. So if you look videos about AI and ChatGPT or Bard, then you also see the videos trying to frighten us that people will lose their jobs and lawyers are not needed anymore. Soon the coders are not needed because AI can code the code better than the coders. But that might be true, but not in near time, because those applications are and the technology is relatively young. And looking at the vast adoption of innovative technologies, it has taken time with every single technology. So there is not really a big reason why this one should be different. And now looking at VR, AR, so virtual reality, augmented reality combined as mixed reality, it has been a long journey for some companies developing the hardware, but there's still a long journey ahead. But if we look today, what the companies are working on, then even though it seems so out of this world and it seems so unusual for our daily life, but we should acknowledge what is happening and we should prepare ourselves what might be coming in the future. Nobody knows what's going to come. The very, very good example is Meta investing. I don't know what was the loss for the past few years in the whole metaverse and virtual reality direction. 20 billion, 25 billion, something in that ballpark. That's not a small amount, but that means that one of the biggest technology companies in the world is betting heavily on that industry. Now they see that, okay, it's going to take a little bit more time. So they're cutting down on their workforce and on their focus on it to focus on other areas as well. But that doesn't mean that they have they have buried the idea. If you look online, you're reading the articles, headlines are that Meta or Zuckerberg has abandoned their metaverse. Listen, in the latest conversation was yesterday or the day before, there's nothing about abandoning. It's just you need to, time to time, you need to adjust your course. The biggest companies also do that. And with the development of technology, with the adoption from the people, these decisions have to be made. We are, so they are also now, Meta is also now focusing a little bit more on augmented reality. Apple came heavily on augmented reality, but the same headset can be used for VR as well. So it's definitely a direction that the biggest technology companies believe in. So who should say that, or who can say that, listen, that's not the future of technology? Those companies have predicted the future for a very, very long time. And looking at their success in technology, I think we can believe them. Nevertheless, even they adjust their course and they add new approaches, or they change approach from one direction to another. But all in all, what we can say is that the digital world is something that already today is very strongly part of our lives. Our presence in social media, how much time we spend at any kind of screen. Is it the tablet? Is it the computer? Is it the phone? Or even is it the headset? We spend so much time there that there is no possibility that digital world is not our future, or it's not a strong part of our future. How will it be? That is the thing that nobody knows. Mark doesn't know it. Tim Cook from Apple doesn't know it. We don't know it. And all of us, we are trying to predict, we're trying to see what is the thing that, hooks the best, that hooks with the interest of the people and works and gets the biggest adoption. Now, when Frank was explaining about the headsets over time, we can clearly see two. And for me, I took two very clear situations from there. One of them was that every technological gadget in the beginning, it is first of all more costly and less capable. As time passes, they become more and more and more capable. Now, and more cost effective, or remains at the same price, but it produces you a lot more. Now, when we look at virtual reality, that was 5 years ago, the quality, what you could render in the headset, and the quality that you can render now, and the quality that you can start rendering with the MetaQuest 3 in the fall, it is increasing and increasing and increasing. And here is an important point to understand, and correct me, Frank, if or Frank's and Roald, if I'm wrong, is there comes, like, when we talk about virtual reality and living our life part-time in a digital world, for people who play games and for younger people, they are more accepting towards the lower level of quality. The older we get, the more realistic we want the world to be. Hence, taking a few years back, and even today in virtual reality, the quality is not that nice. I see Frank shrugging because he's been with the journey so long time. For him, it's like, it's awesome. But if a new person comes in right now and puts on the headset, the quality is not at that high level to make that person perhaps understand that, listen, this is going to be our future. No, not exactly what is now, but what is going to be in a couple of years, 4 years, 5 years, because the quality is going to increase. And with the increase of the quality, also increases the willingness of people and interest from their side to be part of that world. And this is perhaps something that different virtual reality companies have been battling with. I know for sure this is something that we have been battling with, because we want to create something that is amazing, that's aesthetic, that is realistic. It just the hardware is not there yet. Now, even though Apple's Vision Pro promises very high quality, we're yet to see how it will really operate with VR applications. We can't overlook the price, $3,500. Well, that's not something that is a mass product. Whereas when we look at Meta with $500 around that, you know, it is clear that Meta has, well, Apple has always been a high-end product, and Meta's approach has been to grasp a wider audience. So I believe that after the Vision Pro, that there also comes more cost-effective version that perhaps is not as capable at first, but is at least more in the reach of a common man. We can think that this current version is perhaps for the developers and really to come in with a high price and then come with a lower price to say, well, the regular Apple Vision is like a bargain compared to the higher one. Well, we are yet to see, but what we see is that there are big companies working in this direction, producing and manufacturing hardware for other companies like us who create application to build their applications on. And I'm personally very excited to see that there is progress, constant progress in development of the hardware. And this also makes our life easier, because when we speak with our development team in Amsterdam, then we have amazing people, we have talented people who can create super beautiful things, but the most time, as Frank mentioned, the development time with virtual reality is very long, because the vast amount of time that goes is to make the quality lesser, so that it would be suitable and it would be working in the headsets. So in a way, we all want to have an amazingly beautiful experience now or even yesterday, and we want to grow it really fast. Unfortunately, technology is not there yet. But where I started from was saying that View is way more than just an application for virtual reality. With the View, what we want to create is a digital world where you have your persona, you have you, and you can experience different experiences. You can socialize, you can conduct business, you can learn, you can do all kinds of activities in different places and from different devices. So what we also want is that every user of the View really owns their digital life, because this is, for years and years and years, we have been growing our digital presence. Who has big Facebook accounts or Instagram accounts, followers, friendships, different channels that they have built and created. None of these belong to you. So when we had a bigger conference in Abu Dhabi last September, and we spoke a lot. Actually, we spoke long about Web3 and owning our, owning everything that we have, owning our data, owning our assets, our items, having freedom to choose what we do and with who we do. And this is something that we believe in. So for everybody to understand what the View is, it is not only a virtual reality application, but there's a fundamental layer of you having your digital identity and your digital presence, and with what you can access then to different parts, different applications, and this is what we want to create with the View. It's something very big, and obviously it takes time. And today we show you different parts of it, how they look like. But the life, or the initial first part of Web3 is your, we can say it's a wallet, because it is a wallet, but it's also your digital asset storage. So a Web3 wallet is something that you require to be able to have your digital items. Now, those digital items are in the forms of an NFT, a non-fungible token. these digital items, they sit in your wallet, and wherever you go with your wallet, you can then use or present them or showcase these items as per your liking or as per a need. Because these NFTs, they can also be an access to some event, or they can be an access to some area or a building or a room. And all of you received an email a couple of days ago with instructions on how to set up your Web3 wallet. The most popular ones are MetaMask and Trust Wallet. And for those ones, we gave you an explanation. In the Web3 wallet, you can set up different networks. And these networks mean they're different blockchains created by different groups of developers. One of the most popular one is Ethereum. There is Tron, Binance Smart Chain, then Polygon, which we also talked about in our earlier conferences, and there are many more. So these different networks, they operate independently, and whatever asset you have from those networks, you can hold them in a Web3 wallet. So MetaMask and Trust are the ones that can be one central point for you to have assets and items and NFTs from all kinds of different wallets. Now, for some people who are already familiar with, more familiar with NFTs, blockchain, crypto transactions, this might be very easy and understandable, but I know that the vast majority of people in the world, they are far from this space. So I would like to reference here to the View Academy, which during the next few weeks will receive a lot of new material and courses on these explanations, so that you have your place of, or let's say your source of information which you can rely on. Because internet, good thing is that going online, we can do everything. The challenging part is that you never know what is the truth, because everybody can create anything online. So it is always a tricky situation to be able to validate the information about something that is completely new to you. So for all of you guys, the View Academy is something where you will have your best source of information to be able to navigate through the Web3 world and to use it safely and securely. Now, there was a small conversation about monetization. We'll speak about that more a little bit later, but before I go into the next topic, I want everybody to understand something, that every person, every member of the View community, with your memberships, you have the View credits, and every membership gives you a different amount of View credits that are to be used inside the View for paid content. Now, we've said it a few times, perhaps, or maybe we even haven't said it yet, but what everybody knows is that these credits are to be, like, what you can buy for these credits are different experiences. So you can you have your travel experiences, your sporting experiences, and which whatever cost has a cost, then you can use your credits to pay for those. Now, some people already know that these credits can be used for a lot more in the View. And basically, whatever you can purchase in the View, you can do that with the credits as well. You might ask, but what is there to be purchased? Well, if you have your avatar, for example, and you want to customize it, or you want to make it look, or you want to customize something else, then there are different items, different assets that you can purchase, which are also purchasable with the View credits. And all of the purchases, they generate revenue, and all of that revenue then works for the different pools that the View has. Now, there is something that we showed a little bit in the February conference. I don't think that most of you really realized or understood what it was, but it's something that we've been working on it since last year, and to add more possibilities. Actually, there are many things. I like from the Apple presentations when they launch something new, and then they have this when they have software updates and updates to the gadgets. There is usually 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hour longer presentation and conference. And when they come with something special and they use it, there is one more thing. I would like to say that like perhaps now is the moment for like the same moment that there is one more thing, but there are actually a lot of new things that are coming to you as a surprise. So I think we can do maybe 10 times this one more thing today. So let's get it going with this. In September, we spoke about Web3. In September, we spoke about not only using your headset, but using other devices as well. So we've been working on this direction a lot, and we've been using different external teams for VR, for all kinds of things, because what we're building is we have a big dream, and what we're building is way bigger than our own team can handle, and so I think there's about 100 employees in the Netherlands office, but the whole team of the View is way bigger. There are Franks, do you know how many countries, like how many nationalities do we have covered in the team?
Yeah, I think between, I would say around 25
different nationalities. Yeah. And many of those people, they don't work in the office, they work remotely, or there are some smaller remote offices.
Some of them, yes, some of them are remote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the teams and people have been working hard on trying to bring many functionalities sooner than later, because in September, when we spoke about Web3, we said that that's not going, like, that's something that we want to do, but it's going to take time. We spoke about other devices, that's something that we want to do, but that's going to take time. You know, creating a big software it's not going to happen overnight. So obviously things are going to take time, but we started pushing harder in certain directions to try to deliver certain things sooner than later. So I'm going to show you something that exists, that is ready, that is there, and that you will also get access to. But it's the beginning of another, like, additional direction for extra devices. I will first show you a video, and then I will explain you what it is. But everything that you see in the upcoming video is something that you all will have access to as well. That is part of the View, but that is part of the View that at first can be accessed from the computer, and at later stage, when the headset, when the technological capability of the headset also increases, then it's possible to use it from the headset. But there are certain workarounds to bring that faster, and with Frank we'll be able to talk about that in a short while. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm going to share my screen. And show you something beautiful. Are you ready? Good. You probably do not hear the audio from the video. This is the central area of the View metaverse. It exists, and you will all be able to go explore and be part of that. You can see different areas. You can also see quite a lot of green spaces. So those are all the plots where we together are able to build buildings that we want to see there. You can see cars that you can own and use. You can see different, very innovative construction buildings. Offices, retail spaces in there. This is the lobby for the View. Now, this is something that that we can all access from using the computer. It is, as you can see from the quality, the quality for a metaverse world is higher than it's possible to create the quality for a virtual reality application. It's purely because of the technological limitations of the headsets that people are using. Now, the thing that we have to understand at first is that to access this metaverse, you need to have a Windows computer, and you need to have let's say you don't need to have the really high-end gaming computer, but you need to have a little bit stronger computer than you would normally have for doing your how to say day-to-day work. So it is resource heavy, or the requirement for accessing a metaverse are relatively high. We will also give out the exact requirements after the call. But it is something that also evolves and develops over time with technology. Because first of all, more powerful devices become cost effective, and the the capability of software also increases to create more less resource requiring applications over time. Now with this metaverse, first of all, what I want everybody to understand is that this is all part of the view, right? As a person in the Vue community, you have access to the virtual reality, you have access to the metaverse. With virtual reality, you use it in your headset. With metaverse, you use it from your computer. With your computer, it's also possible to connect your headset via a cable and look at this world through the headset, because then the computer is doing all the hard work and rendering part. But the experience, of course, is then a little bit different than a real virtual reality experience. Now, being part of this, or how you can enter the metaverse. When we said in February that the launch of the Vue comes in 2 steps. One is for our community, and one will be for the general public in October. There were several reasons behind that. One of them was that in October, back then we knew that in October is the launch for the MetaQuest 3. Now we know that 27th of September is the MetaConnect event, and then we will know the exact date. But nevertheless, we are aiming to have the launch in October because it is supposedly the month of the year for virtual reality. So at the same time, we will give everybody, the wider audience, the access to the metaverse as well. During this time, our current community has the chance and has the time to get to know these 2 worlds, the virtual reality world and the 3D world. Get to know it, get used to it, and have the time to really set up and build your presence, your business perhaps, whatever you want. Why this time is necessary is that it is something, it's not, I would say, it is not a small application to just download and start using as, let's say, a communication application. There are so many different aspects involved And if you are somebody who is not very tech savvy, and I know that most people in the world are not, then it requires more understanding. It requires a bit of a training to be able to really make that digital world work for you. And work for you means not that it would work out, but that this expansion of the world really serves you, that it works in your benefit, helps to increase your current situation wherever you are. So this time until October is something that I ask all of you to take that time and really get involved in the digital world to then be able to use it in your best interest once it goes to the wider world. And this applies both for the metaverse and for the virtual world. Now, all of this metaverse, we built it on Web3. So your account is your wallet. You will have your NFT as an identity. You will log into the world with your Web3 wallet. You can, whatever purchase you make in there, you can do those purchases using your credits. You can use cryptocurrencies. Every purchase is revenue in the view. So every single purchase that you make, is it an NFT, is it a land plot, or anything else that can be done there, all of that counts for the revenue inside the view. Whatever you purchase, you own it because it belongs to you. It's in your wallet. Nobody can take it away from you unless you lose the wallet. And all of that Web3 environment world exists today. So I'm gonna show you a few things that you can do. Today you got access to the virtual world, to the VR world. Because this one is a little bit more complicated to set up and to use, then we're gonna give you access on Monday because it's weekend and we have an amazing support team there to help you. But we want everybody to be in the office to be sure that we can help you as fast as possible. So access to this will be given to you on Monday, but I can show you around right now in an existing live environment how to do certain things. So the first thing that you can do, but you don't have to do it, is to purchase an NFT, and this NFT is a name NFT. So this name NFT, it is voluntary. As I said, you don't have to have it, but you can have it because it at a later stage, the same name NFT can be used as an access card to different buildings, different spaces. This name NFT is the only thing that is purchasable only with crypto, not with credits, for one simple reason, because we want every one of you to make at least one transaction using crypto, so you understand how to make a transaction using a Web3 wallet. The name NFT is $7, so it is not that costly, and at the current stage it's not even mandatory, but you can buy it.
Но все равно можете покупать.
Sorry, 1 second. Something happened with the interpretation.
What happened?
It said it was ended by the host.
I was adding another one, but apparently something was glitching there. But I was receiving a request for another translator for Farsi, so should be up and running again.
Yes. So making a purchase of the name is, as I said, it's voluntary. There are certain benefits because one name can only be once, obviously, and the names called the domain names in the virtual world they're like identifiers. So we can look at them in a way as website domain addresses, which were the unique identifiers or have been the unique identifiers for websites. So it's something that you can consider having your own name in the metaverse. Another thing that you can do is you can create your own MetaHuman. Now, MetaHuman is your avatar. The first one you can create is for free.
تازانجا مترجم ژاپنی شد.
You know what? I'll show it actually to you right away how a MetaHuman creator looks like. I'm gonna share. Now, can you see this? Can you see the screen? You can. Amazing. So this is a standard avatar in the view. I'm moving him around. This is a man. You can see nicely a view hoodie on him. You can choose the gender, a man or a woman. You can choose your body shape. A second, a minute. You can let's say we can. Do you see him going bigger and bigger? You can gain weight. You can lose weight. Make it more stronger, bigger muscles. I'm a tall guy, so I've made this avatar a tall one. Changing skin color, the way you like it, your hairstyle. So right now we have added some hairstyles. So here are 11 ones. This was the closest I could get for mine, but it's not really my my hairstyle. Neither is this, but I'll keep this one for now. We will add more and more possibilities to customize your avatar, and there is also a possibility to make an avatar looking really like you. I'll show you one later on. You can change the hair color, but I kind of like the current color the way it is. One of the coolest places is changing your facial features. And you can see how many different aspects you can change. You can take your nose and play it around exactly as you wish it to be. Let's see if I can get it so you can see the nose. Make the nostrils more wider. it knows it's such a small place that it's you barely see the change of it. You can change the cheeks. It changes real time on the you see how the chin is changing. I don't know how well the zoom projects the changes in the broadcast, but it's definitely you can make blue eyes, you can make green eyes, but back to the face, you can have so many modifications to your avatar. You can make it look exactly how you can make eyeshadow, makeup as a man avatar. I'm not gonna make it. You can change different. You can add, what was it? Yeah, you can add clothes. You can change the shoes. Different color. You can change different pants. So you can really play around. You can really play around with the avatar. And when that avatar is, when you finish with that, you save it, and then what happens is it is saved as an NFT into your wallet. All of the metadata of the avatar is in your wallet, so you can use that avatar in different places. So you really own your own MetaHuman. So the first one is for free. Every additional one has a small cost. You can also create really customized avatars looking exactly like you. Whatever needs development time obviously has a cost, and we'll come out with those on a timely manner. So the MetaHuman is your character, your avatar, which you can walk around with. You can have your name NFT, which can be your identity and your access card inside the world. Then what we can do is we can also move around in the. We can move around in the world. Now let me share the screen with you once more. So now tell me if you can see my screen. Yep, perfect. So as you can see, this avatar has got the hair that I have, and I can move around in the world. You can see there is all of that space that exists there. There are cars in the distance, there are trees, and now I think let's go inside. Let's go inside the view central area. Now on my screen it runs very fast, but it depends how well it is carried through the broadcasted through the Zoom. Frank, can you tell me, is it lagging in the broadcast, or you see it smoothly?
It's okay. It's
a
moving.
little. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we have the nice receptionist. We can see the view merchandise, and here we can even see. Here's a video. This, if you recognize, that's the presentation video for the view. So back outside, not to go into the water, but you can see how the water is even giving nice reflections. So this is the central area of the view metaverse, and I'll show you something. That central area is part of a bigger area, part of a bigger map. Now that map is something where you are able to use your credits to purchase your own virtual land. You can use your crypto as well, but you can use credits. It's up to you. And also other people have the possibility then to purchase the land, but obviously we want you guys to have the first access to be able to purchase the land. Now I'll share another screen with you, because then you will see this. We made a small recording of the nope, sorry, this was the wrong one. One second. Now, here again, the moment you want to purchase a land plot, it's on Web3. Your land will be as an NFT. And if you look at the map, how it looks like, do you recognize the shape of the map? I think you're familiar with that. So SuccessFactory is the first ever network marketing company that has its own metaverse and So here you can purchase different plots for different purposes. There are different sizes, so we'll get into that. You can see here how the NFT also looks like. So everything that you do in the metaverse, it belongs to you. So the Web3 is built into it. The world is there. Monday you will have access to it. So the first things that you can do is set up your avatar. You can purchase your domain name, and you can move around in the central area. Now we give possibility for you guys to purchase the land in the end of this month, because even though you can do it theoretically, you could do it now, but we understand that some of you get along better with technology. Some of you are getting to know Web3. Some of you don't have downloaded the Web3 wallet yet. So we want all of you to have more or less equal opportunity to go in the same pace. So what will be, how we see it roll out is in steps. So first you create your MetaHuman, you learn, you connect your wallet, you create your MetaHuman, you get your name domain, you go into the world, you move around, you see how it is. Then as a next step, you have the possibility to purchase your land plot. Smaller one, bigger ones, but the lands are limited. Now, the land plot can be used for your residential purpose or for your commercial purpose. Residential, you can build your own house. You can have guests there. You can throw an event there. You can have a gathering. You can have a meeting there. For a commercial, there are now several different ways. So the shopping and purchase functionality is already built into the Web3. So if you have a business and you want to sell something in the virtual world, is it a virtual item, or is it the virtual item combined with a physical item in real world, or it is just something in the real world, but you want to showcase it in the physical world? The payment can be anyways done in the virtual world easily. The same applies for purchasing any digital items and for physical items. Now, this the possibility to have a commercial plot or a commercial space, it can be useful for anybody wanting to offer a service, sell a product, create something, design something, you name it. The purpose, like I've been asked, why would somebody have a plot or a land in the virtual world? Because in the virtual world, you can, the space is unlimited. You can create as much land as you want to. Well, where's the value of it? So the way it is designed and the way it's built is that land is limited. So that the map is limited, and whatever plots are there, you can't increase that in that space. Now, what gives value to the land in the digital world is also something that gives value to the land in the physical world, and that's the location. There's a separation between commercial land and residential land, obviously, but having the proximity to something or somebody or to a location is the thing that increases the value of a land. But we'll get more into this throughout this month, because that is not part of the first step, that is part of a later step. But in general, why would somebody have land is, when we think about websites, then when the internet started to spread, some companies bought a domain and created a website, some companies didn't. At first, it didn't make a big difference. Today, if you have a business and you don't have a website, you don't really exist. So people will ask, hey, what's your website? Let me get information about you. Now think about this. If the world is going into more digital 3D world, where it is not only websites, but we are more immersed into the environments, then your land plot, your building, what you create there, that is your website. Now the question is, do you want one or you don't want one? That's up to you. Do you need it today or later? Time will tell. How big you're gonna make it, how extraordinary, outstanding you will make it, that's all up to you. But to understand where the world is moving, then we can make this comparison of a website where people go and see what you do, or a virtual space where they go and see and they are immersed into your business. Now, when you have the land, how do you get the building there? So what we are currently working on and what we'll launch during the summer is a house construction tool. So you yourself can build your own building. It is put together from components that are also like every item, every asset in the world, in the digital world, is an NFT on its own. So your house is put together from different items and then combined, turned into an NFT. So you can build it yourself, but you can also hire somebody who is very creative and skilled in creating a 3D construction or a building or designs to do it for you. There is an opportunity in that as well. We'll get to that in a little while. So when you have that house, when you have that building, what can you do with that? You are able to use it for your own. You are able to rent it out for somebody to use it, or if you have a commercial building. So there is a lot of opportunity coming with that. Again, bear in mind, every purchase, every transaction done in the world is something that generates revenue. And the moment, you know, we've been talking about monetization, and a year ago, 1.5 years ago, or 2021 in the Dubai convention, we said that in 2023, that's the time when we want to start with the monetization slowly, and in 24 it slowly picks up, and that we see the 25, 26 are the years with bigger growth. So the moment you are able to purchase your name, that's the first transaction that anybody can do inside the view. So coming week, that's when the monetization step by step starts to work out. We'll get to the unit NFTs also in a short while, but for all of you to understand, whatever transaction, whatever purchase you do inside the view, is it the virtual reality application? Is it the experiences? Is it the metaverse world? Everything together works for the revenue in the view. There will also be a digital items, digital assets marketplace where you yourself can create digital items that might be useful for other users, that they can then use, that they can maybe they want to integrate them into their house, or they want to use it in the world. And there are a lot of things coming throughout this year. When we talk about setting up businesses, then we want you guys to be able to set up your own business, if you have one, before October, so that when we open up the world to everybody, then you already have your thing set up, and people have possibility to consume your service or purchase your products from any place in the world. When we think about the steps, especially about monetization, then despite the fact that at first the world is accessible for people who have a Windows computer, a little bit stronger Windows computer, we are still working on many aspects in the metaverse world, trying to make it more efficient, more or less require less resource. How to say it correctly now? To require less computer resources. Then we're also looking options how to be able to have MacBook users to access this world. So technology-wise, we're trying to include as many people as possible. As of now, it is a smaller group because of the technical restrictions, but I believe this is also something that over time we will overcome this challenge as well. Now, when looking at the technical aspect of this world, Frank, maybe you can add a few thoughts or correct me somewhere where I'm wrong. When you have good 3D designers and developers, then it is easier to create very beautiful and very high graphical components and elements. But the time consuming thing is bringing down the graphics quality. So reducing the number of polygons that are there. So what you will see during the next half a year as well is that we are able to create more things and way faster into the metaverse world than we are able to create into virtual reality. So this is something that you will see, and from a bystander's point of view, is like, but why is it easier to create beautiful things, or like more, how to say, more realistic things? Because this metaverse, if you fire it up on your computer, it looks like a realistic world. Why is it easier to create visually more realistic things than with lower quality? Frank, is that something that you can somehow make it explain it in a very simple way?
I can try. So in the end, it's about the amount of compute you have in the graphic card that is able to basically generate the images. If you have a bigger graphic card, you can generate more details and more objects like trees and shadows and reflections. So it's just the limitation of VR as of now, but that might change next year. So and it's also I think, I'm not sure if everybody got that. So clear. So currently we're launching 2 products. One is for the Meta Quest, which is a virtual reality only application. And then we have the desktop version, which is where you have all the NFT and all those other functionalities, which are currently not possible on the headset as of now. But the idea is to merge all this together in a bigger, in one environment as soon as we can and as soon as it's technically possible. So we're on the journey. But again, as you mentioned, so if you use a PC graphic cards that is basically bigger than the headset, then you have more hardware to render the graphics, and then you can just go wild, and you don't have to optimize and reduce and think in limitations. You can just go wild, and you can use more predefined trees or generative trees, which you couldn't do in VR as of now.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I know the people who understand VR a little bit more, when you look at the environment in the VR application, then everything is round. There are spaces that, you know, for a normal person, you don't know to appreciate them, you don't know to value them, because, and that's something that I think is also a very good aspect to explain, that developing in VR, you know, straight lines and like box shape and rectangular and square objects, that's easiest. But making a nice round curvy spaces, and, you know, the cave, it's in a way, who would live in a cave? But that cave, it's just the spaces itself, they show how much skill has gone actually into developing that space, correct?
Yes, but it was also the concept, so that it has a certain feel and a certain emotion that you should receive when you enter the virtual world. And also, I think it translates not so great in video. If you really experience it in VR and you can like look around everything, and it gives so much more than just looking at it in a video. So I really encourage everybody to look at it in VR wherever possible. And maybe at one of the next events, we'll have some more showcasing booths where we can have people experience it that can't because they don't have a headset yet. So this is also something we can do, and we can also the other desktop app. We can also with wired headsets, we can also make this accessible in a virtual reality.
Yeah, so I think the conference in this September, the end of September, will also be something that that everybody would want to be part of. The last time we had an amazing booth. People were really excited about the view section there. So yeah, technology wise, there's so much going on, and there are restrictions. There are certain possibilities. So much to work around, but what I'm happy about is that what we've delivered so far is, there's virtual reality, there is desktop solution with the metaverse built on the Web3, so people own their assets. So it is quite a lot, and it is more than any other world out there. And I'm really happy about that. One more thing that would be good to talk about, Roald, would be, I think, something that was already asked about, because people discovered, they saw some websites, no, not some website, they saw a website that already existed, and started asking questions, what is that? And that is something that a little bit goes along with the monetization part of the view, and then we can talk about this, and then talk about some NFTs.
بصراحة امتحاني اليوم ما كانش
It's
سهل على الآخر
difficult
ولا
to
كان
find a
صعب على
balance
الآخر في
between
جزئيات
keeping
يعني
things a
جايبين
secret until the last moment and also do the preparation for marketing purposes and strategy and start growing a community. So at a certain point you have to have some online presence, and yeah, we have a very creative network that is searching the internet 20 times a day on Google and typing in the view and anything related. So yeah, they dig up all kinds of things that we're trying to keep to the side, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. This is another thing that came up during our journey, where we were looking for developers, 3D developers, and as most of you probably know, we're based in Amsterdam, and VR is not the newest market. So to find developers is one thing, but to find very specific virtual reality developers that live in Amsterdam and are highly skilled. It's always funny when people, they prefer to have 10 years of experience when it comes to VR development, but sometimes these people don't even exist, because VR in this way hasn't been around that long. Things like Unreal Engine or Unity. So we also have been looking remotely, and we also have been looking at companies out there that could help us to build certain areas in the view or facilitate certain things. But as we were on our journey to search, we figured out there's a high demand and not a lot of companies that can serve us. Sometimes they were very high priced, or they said, oh, of course we can do that for you. We can start with your project in 12 to 18 months from now. And then we're like, what? We don't have 12 to 18 months. So then we figured, hey, we have already now a team set up. The team is expanding. We have also outsourced resources around the world. So maybe it would be interesting to become one of those service provider ourselves. And so we have an incredible team inside the office that has been working on setting up this separate project called the View Studios, where we can offer these services to other companies that need some kind of VR development. I will actually share the screen for the ones that haven't seen it yet. So this is the View Studios, viewstudios.com, where we help mainly real estate developers to create their project in virtual reality, which will make it easier if you want to showcase either on site, where you invite people maybe in a room and they can put up the headsets, and then we can show them around. But of course, not limited to, which means especially with international development, it will be possible for people to visit projects, visit apartments, walk around apartments or houses or any other projects, and already can play around with furniture and get an idea on how it will look for them. And so I'm scrolling on the website right now. Everything you see has been created already by the team. So then you can see even a space like this, it can look really close to reality. So this is the non-live, real existing space that you see, but this has been created, same as these and these. So there's shopping possibilities, retail that we can build in, all kinds of views, living rooms. The team is now in contact with multiple interested projects. So new real estate developers that want to use the services of View Studios to build their whole development. Now, why is this interesting for you as a customer of the View? You can play around. You can actually the quality. You can change the table or colors. Why is this interesting? Because revenue that comes into the View Studios is part of the View. So if there's, let's say, a real estate developer in Istanbul that wants to use the services of View Studios, and then the development team and the 3D artists, they create this, of course, the company is going to be paid for it. And that means that this revenue ends up being in verticals like real estate and in, for instance, Turkey as a region. And so this is already one small example. This will, of course, help the View as well, because we're expanding our library with all kinds of developments that we've done. But it will also help us to generate volumes that can go back into the View, and then generate the commissions that people, of course, are looking for. Sometimes people ask, okay, now it's launched. Can I expect my next commission next Monday or something like that? But you have to understand, developing the platform is one thing. And as Chris has mentioned many times during his presentations in the events, it will take some time after this as well to grow the community, to have enough people inside the View, and then start monetizing their activities. So this is one example, and Chris already said we want to help as many people as possible to also set up their business, either in the VR world or in the metaverse or both, by October, so that any revenue that comes into those different business models can already come back into the View as well. This is, of course, outside the smaller payments when it comes to avatar upgrades or buying land. You can either do that with credits, but you can also do it with crypto. So any payment, of course, in the View. View.
And people can how to say, have customers for the View Studios as well, and that all supports the revenue, the and the commissions.
Any business activity related to the View that generates volume will be converted into the respectable commissions based on the units.
Mm-hmm. And now with the units, the regional units, as we said, are to be turned into NFTs. So we are looking to do that in the end of this month. And so when we sent out the email about Web3 wallets, then that had actually two purposes. One of them was that the same Web3 wallet you will be using to access the metaverse. The same wallet, or a Web3 wallet, you will also use to own your NFTs, which are now the unit NFTs. The unit NFTs are on the Polygon chain, which is a second layer chain on top of second layer solution on top of Ethereum blockchain. and the metaverse itself is built on Binance's smart chain. So there are two different technological directions that you can get used to and you can familiarize yourself with, and the best to familiarize yourself with the technology is by using it. So so both of these are used in the Vue. Now the first possibility for anybody to make a purchase inside the Vue is this coming week, and as these are the first purchases, then the first commission, the Vue commission payout will be the 1st of August. So some of the next dates that we know we can that we already know that are specific is first is that the 30th of June. You can start making a purchase for the land, also using your credits. 1st of August will be the first payout. So based on what currency is being used to make a purchase, so if somebody makes a purchase in credits, then the credits go into the commissions, the payout comes into the credits. If somebody uses USDT, for example, then USDT goes into the commissions and the payout is in the USDT. So based on the currency that you pay in also comes the, or based on the currency that is being used for the purchase by the customers, that same currency will be then for the commissions. So 30th of June is when can start purchasing the lands. 1st of August is the first Vue commission payout, and in October, somewhere in October, we are aiming to have the launch. That date is not defined yet, and we're actually hoping to get more info from Meta and then to align that in a nice sequence. So yesterday the Vue team created a Telegram channel for the Vue community. Every one of you should be in there, because any update, some of them go out on the emails, but the quickest messages, quickest updates are always in the Telegram channel, because that's the fastest way to send out the message to everybody. With emails, with the email service providers, it occasionally takes a little bit of time for the emails to reach, especially as the community is very, very big. So the emails are sent out into batches, so hundreds of thousands of people cannot unfortunately receive at the same time. But the Telegram channel is something that is super fast in terms of communication. The Vue also has its Twitter channel that they are using, and will soon set up also a Discord space, which is perhaps not so commonly used in regular world, but when it comes to technology and Web3, then it's relatively it's very commonly used, and more techie people are especially waited or expected there, because that's where we get the fastest feedback from you guys, and we can improve and develop in the direction that also the community wishes. Now, communication channels are the ones to keep an eye on, because there will be a lot of information coming. There will be trainings coming. So also the Vue Academy is something that will be receiving constant additions during the next couple of weeks. As a small recap from my side, keep in mind Vue is aiming to build something extremely big for the future. Our aim is to build a digital presence for anybody who wants that. a digital
بصراحة
presence where you own your data, where what you are, who you are, what you have, and to then be able to use it in virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, in the metaverses. So it is something that where we want to be able to create and also monetize for our community all possible aspects as fast as possible, understanding the restrictions and limitations of technology. But all in all, the well-being of the community is in our mind, and creating possibilities and opportunities to be ahead of the developments in the technological world. And this is what we want to achieve with the View. Any last words, Roald?
Yes, I think it's good to first of all thank everybody for being on this call, for being with us. Thank you, Chris, Frank, and Frank for helping us to present the View, the launch of today, and showing all the things that we've been working on. Also a reminder, we've sent out the emails earlier today. It takes, of course, a little bit of time, so some of you might have received the email already. Some others might still be waiting for the email, but it should be on the way. And again, you'll find this, not the SuccessFactors affiliate code, but you will find this user account code that you need to link your account. You will find it in the View dashboard. When you log into your View dashboard, you go to the profile section, and there you will find it. We saw some high amount of people at the same time on the website. Understand this is not something that is expiring in the next 12 hours, so no need to go all in the website at the same time. Just take your time, get your code, link your account, and then you can start experiencing the View. Also, this whole meeting has been recorded, so maybe I'll need to look at the different languages, how that works. But when we have it ready, we'll make sure that we'll send out an email and all of you have access to the recording with your respective language attached, so you can share it with everyone and go over it again when you have a little bit of time. Of course, we're not. Oh, sorry, you wanted to say something?
I want to add that you spoke about the View dashboard in the same place where there is the link right now for connecting, not the link, the code that you talked about for connecting with your headset. Underneath will appear Monday, second half of the day, the access to the metaverse as well. So it's same place, second half of the day, Monday, underneath it.
Yeah, and as pointed out well by Ahmad Rabaya, it's not called profile section actually, but account center. So on the left menu, account center, there's where you will find all this information. I want to thank also all the translators for helping us to make sure that everybody was receiving this message the best way possible. It's been a very exciting day for us. We've worked hard for a long time to make sure that all these things were ready to go, and so a lot of you might still have questions. On Monday, support department will be present again, so if you send a question today, don't expect an answer immediately. Maybe there's people in there helping you today, but they're not working 24/7, of course, so we'll do our best to answer all the questions. And I've already seen some questions of people that know about projects that could be sent to us, for instance, for the View Studios. You can also send those requests to support@jointheview.com, and we'll make sure that the right person will pick it up. So everybody, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. Thank you for being on the call. Until next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The recording has stopped.